Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI cast. We have got ourselves what should be a good one here today, as it's going to be none other than VeTerran, which I've been casting a lot lately. Playing with a sharp toy, it's SharpenedEdge, the Protos bot that's fairly high up on the ladder. So we're going to see how these two compete against each other. I, again, didn't plan on casting another VeTerran replay, but there it is, making a show for itself. And it may be getting tested with a bit of a cannon rush here today, as we've got a forge going down already. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I know you like to see them. If you do, go ahead and click that like button for cannon rushes. If we can get, I don't know, 13 likes for 13 cannons, if that's how many we get, that would be amazing. Join or leave a comment down below saying more bots. And if you're watching this but you're not a subscriber, go ahead and click that subscribe button, as we have these bot videos posted every day here on the channel. And we're going to see how VeTerran handles this containment that's starting up right now. There is a second Rax on the way for the Terran bot, but there's already a cannon building at the natural. There is no SCV pull to respond to this, which can be a valid option for Terran to deal with these. But that SCV is locked out of its house because it knows that the second that depot's lowered, that probe is going to get on in. So that's actually very cool that VeTerran is not lowering that depot, keeping that SCV out of there. Good priorities there. We've got a Reaper about to pop out. We'll see if that Reaper suicides into the cannon or not. That really is the question with these bot matches. I hope no one here is epileptic or anything like that, because of the spamming. Trying to build that pylon is definitely a little bit too flashy for me. The SCV finally makes it inside. The Reaper is now shooting at the probe. Behind this, SharpenedEdge is building a gateway. And so we've just got a little bit of a containment, failed cannon rush here for SharpenedEdge. The simple wall defeated it, although there is still the cannon on the low ground, so that could be enough to slow VeTerran down a little bit with these pylons with the cannon. And I'm actually a big fan of the early game harassment as far as these bot matches go. Smaller commitment, but then you can slow your opponent down quite a bit. Now, the 3 pylons is quite a bit for SharpenedEdge. If it had, say, just built 1 pylon and 1 cannon, I think that might have been better. We've also got VeTerran building a very high number of Reapers this match, interestingly enough. I don't know if this is a response to the cannon rush or what, but it's going up to 4 Reapers, making a Hellion, making a Marine behind this. So I don't know what the plan is there for VeTerran, but it is locked on 1 base. Behind this, we've got SharpenedEdge saying tag build cannon rush, so presumably a bit of a macro follow-up there, with a second gateway about to finish up. And the Cybercore just on the way now. So that is quite a delayed Cybercore for any tech for the Protos bot. But all in all, nothing's too concerning for SharpenedEdge. Now, as it says rush macro, which I'm a fan of. I'm a fan of both kind of rushes, the economic rush and then the cannon rush. So VeTerran, we'll see how long it's going to pool these units here until it deals with this cannon. I do wonder if VeTerran has got the calculation behavior to actually go down that ramp and try and kill the cannon, or whether the bot author has just taken a more laid-back approach of just waiting for a siege tank. VeTerran actually does decide to pull the trigger now, tries to micro those Reapers back against the cannon, although the delay, or the pullback delay, is a little bit too late, so 2 Reapers do perish, but that does allow VeTerran to break free. SharpenedEdge is now going to lose 3 pylons and be very far behind on army supply. So we're going to see if VeTerran's going to have a successful attack here or not. A potential for a bit of counter, although we do actually just have a 3rd base going up for the Terran. I didn't expect the 3rd to be built at the natural, but I guess VeTerran assumed it was occupied by that cannon still. So that's very cool. We do have a bunker going up at that command center as well. And let's see, a scan landing on SharpenedEdge's base. VeTerran getting some information there. And all in all, everything doesn't look too bad here for... Everything doesn't look too bad for SharpenedEdge. And we'll just have to see how it's going to macro against VeTerran, because VeTerran is quite a well-rounded macro bot in the late game. So I don't know if SharpenedEdge will be able to contend with that. It does catch one of the Reapers, though, which is quite nice. Shading after the other one, that Reaper took a fair bit of damage. I don't believe that Adept will one-shot it, though. So that Reaper will get on out of there. We're now looking at 2 bases against 2 bases. Apparently, I didn't have the music on for the first 5 minutes of this cast. I apologize about that. And yeah, let's see, as we have now got SharpenedEdge popping out an Immortal. Gonna go ahead and, well, have an Immortal after killing that Reaper. So yeah, it's kind of tough to analyze the way this match is going, because both bots are kind of just making a ragtag amount of units. And then, yeah, just sitting on 2 bases. SharpenedEdge does have a better economy. It's up at 40 probes already. It's now making 3 Stalkers, getting up to Twilight Council. And with +1 attack done already, I think the position is quite alright for SharpenedEdge, as it's already getting +1 armor on the way. VeTerran's just researching Combat Shield. There's no stim pack yet, nothing like that. At the same time, the Terran army is quite beefy. There's some bio in there, a tank, I mean a Raven, Medivacs to support too, so we'll just have to wait and see. It looks like SharpenedEdge may be deciding to move out for an attack, which I'm not sure is the right play. Usually the defender's advantage is the bot that tends to win the matches. We'll see if SharpenedEdge will actually commit to this or not. Hallucinated Phoenix is going to fly on in, see this Terran army. Is that enough to make SharpenedEdge turn around? No, SharpenedEdge is going to decide to go for it. It's going to depend on the micro around this tank. That's going to be the big question so far. SharpenedEdge is out of range of the tank. There's the first tank shots getting off. Widowmine's firing too, and SharpenedEdge loses a few units and decides to go home. 2 Adepts, a Sentry, and a Zealot dead. There are worse losses, and so if SharpenedEdge just goes home and builds up a better army or gets up a 3rd base, I'd really like to see the 3rd be built. Then I think it could be in quite a decent position. Drilling Claws is on the way for VeTerran. Meanwhile, SharpenedEdge is now still not taking a 3rd base. Neither bot is taking a 3rd yet. Although I was just about to say, at this rate, VeTerran's going to take the 3rd before SharpenedEdge. That's exactly what we see. The Protos bot is still building up quite an army. Looks like it's just going to be going for another aggressive attack. And this could potentially catch the army of VeTerran. And as I said before, that defender's advantage is big. So I think the bot that's on the defense is going to do a little bit better. So we'll see how well SharpenedEdge is going to do with this. VeTerran is sieging up its tank, but it's a little bit too late. It's undefended, and it just goes down very promptly. And so VeTerran, after seeing all that army of SharpenedEdge, is going to do what basically SharpenedEdge did, and go all the way home. We do have the 3rd still building for VeTerran. No 3rd in sight for SharpenedEdge, as it just fires up more and more units. +2 attack is on the way. So the Protoss bot will maintain an upgrade lead. Man, oh man, Starcraft is a very fun and beautiful game, ladies and gentlemen. And just watching this match actually makes me really want to play it. And so, or cast some pro matches, we'll see. I think I'm going to cast some Home Story Cup matches, just for the fun of it, if they've put out the replay. And let's see, we've got Stimpack on the way here for VeTerran. So it is going to be having that upgraded bio, being able to charge forward. VeTerran is a bot that's got pretty good stim behavior from what I've seen. A factory is going up, another factory that is, for extra tank production. Meanwhile, SharpenedEdge is still just building up on 2 bases, so maybe a bit more of a limited bot. The fact that it hasn't committed to that 3rd, it's just making nothing but units, getting ready to go for some aggression. And SharpenedEdge is on 76 army supply to the 54 of VeTerran. It's getting up +3 attack as well, which will definitely be big for it. Meanwhile, VeTerran is investing in all the better things, getting up extra production, getting up a third base. SharpenedEdge is just going to be looking for blood. It's got no intention of taking a fourth base at this point in the match. It's got mass blink stalkers. We've seen how good those can be in the hands of bots that micro well. So SharpenedEdge is going to be moving on out. What's there to defend at the third base? There is a bunker, a widow mine, just a handful of bio. There's really only 2 tanks out for VeTerran, and they are not in position to defend this third, so this is really problematic for the Terran bot. SharpenedEdge is coming on in here, pushing towards this natural base. The natural is fully abandoned as most of the SCVs run away for VeTerran. Sentries do lead the charge, as the Stalkers seem to be a bit more passive. That does allow the Sentries to be picked off. Stalkers are looking to push forward. There's the bunker, the tank. Some of those are getting picked off. VeTerran does lose its natural, or third base, whatever you want to call it, as the Protos bot continues to push on in. Marauders are getting just cut down by those +2 Immortals. There's a Thor and a Siege tank. SharpenedEdge is taking this very far as it kills the Thor, kills the tank, and just goes for the absolute throat here. No repair on that bunker. That is going to die promptly. The units are being microed back in the prism by SharpenedEdge, keeping some of them alive. There's another tank on the high ground that is doing quite well for itself. VeTerran has taken some big SCV losses during this, though. But man, oh man, these tanks are doing a lot of work on the high ground. 12 kills on this tank. That is ridiculous. 12 dead Protoss units is no small amount. One of the Immortals does almost make it up the ramp to kill that tank. However, it does stay alive. That's very unfortunate for SharpenedEdge. We're going to see if SharpenedEdge can kill off this command center or not. It's fighting any unit that comes down the ramp. One of the tanks gets pulled back to be repaired by VeTerran. The other is still just shooting away. Auto turret's getting dropped by the Raven. It's going to be close whether VeTerran can hold on, but with losing its natural base, that is no good, as this Terran bot is now in a lot of trouble. This one, or I guess the 2 tanks on the high ground, are going to have to be the saving grace, but one of them goes down. VeTerran is very broke. It does have this extra base here, so it can still potentially drop some mules, but I think SharpenedEdge, in theory, should have won this match, as VeTerran has pretty much no economy left. SCV's like, we got to repair that burning refinery. One Stalker blinks on top of the tank. It's actually uncontested right now. 2 SCVs are going to come off the line. They're not repairing the tank, though. They're just repairing the depot, and if that tank dies, that is going to be lights out, I think, for VeTerran. And oh man, wow, I did not expect SharpenedEdge just to come in like a wrecking ball here. And now it does have that third base up. It's even getting up a fourth base, and went for a double expand. And what a great executed attack by SharpenedEdge. VeTerran was a little bit strung out across its bases, and so now just SharpenedEdge has pretty much got it, although this Medivac is really messing with SharpenedEdge, so that's giving VeTerran some time in this match as it drops 2 mules at this extra base. This one Stalker is still causing problems. SharpenedEdge behind this, it's just getting up lots of probes, so it's still in a phenomenal position. Any big glitching aside, as long as these units don't just keep glitching and trying to chase this Medivac, because they will do this forever. These are bot things, and so I am a little bit concerned about that if SharpenedEdge is just going to pool up these units for so long. In theory, eventually this bot should have some sort of contingency to say, hey, you've had all your units clumped up in the same spot, which I guess would be a valid failsafe to prevent your bot from glitching out super hard like this. You could have like a check, I suppose, if you were a bot author, to say, hey, my entire army's been trying to attack this one unit for over 60 seconds now. Clearly we're glitching out. Go home. Try attacking a different location, that kind of thing. There are fail-safes you could implement. This one Stalker is still terrorizing VeTerran. SCVs are being pulled off the line to fight it, as this Stalker really is the monster in the night with 16 kills, hunting these SCVs down. +3 attack on the Stalker is no joke. We've got a 5th base on the way for SharpenedEdge. It does continue just to warp in more units, though, and this is allowing VeTerran to resaturate this base or just keep mining mule money. So far, VeTerran, though, is still on a very weak economy. We do have an Immortal chasing SCV. The Immortal was maybe going to go up that ramp. It's just hanging out. It wants to go up the ramp, but then the depots are actually messing with it. Classic Starcraft bots getting messed with by some depots. VeTerran is still losing SCVs, though, and that's really all this Terran bot is doing, producing 2 more SCVs at a time. Meanwhile, SharpenedEdge is getting up to 5 bases, a very healthy economy. And still just trying to chase down this Medivac. So if you were a human player, if you put a Medivac, if you played SharpenedEdge and you put a Medivac on patrol, you could maybe just beat it by doing that. Anyway, we do have, oh, it's the Stalker gonna die? No, it pulls a Ninja Blink out of its hat and manages to escape the SCVs. It's up to 22 kills now. It's the rank of Executor, and it definitely is executing these SCVs. I do believe that's not exactly what that means, but anyway, we have got more mules being dropped by Veteran as it just attempts to get its base in order, but as long as it's losing SCVs, it will not burn through this good grace that SharpenedEdge is giving it by completely glitching out. And I think I mean, there's still the one Stalker. We're just going to watch this Stalker as it kills more and more SCVs. And dead SCV. The Stalker doing a funny little dance as it keeps getting moved around during its shots. More dead SCVs. Veteran down to 17 supply as this one Immortal is joining the fight too, killing off buildings, killing off workers. I think despite SharpenedEdge having a major glitch here, it should eventually win this game. As the main base of Veteran is being broken down, Disruptor being used to kill SCVs. Perhaps the most overkill Disruptor I've ever seen, but very cool nonetheless. This Immortal is shooting away. We're going to fast forward a little bit. Veteran is still dropping mules, but it's just been making SCVs for the past few minutes. It does have a Raven just hanging out here still. And of course a Medivac. That is worth its weight in gold. As SharpenedEdge decides to warp in more Stalkers to deal with that problem. The Immortal, I don't know how this Immortal ended up here, but it's a good thing that it did to help clean this up, because the Stalker is actually not shooting. The movement delay on this Stalker is problematic, so that it won't actually shoot buildings, it seems. I'm guessing it's just a custom targeting thing. Oh, there we go. It does break out of its funk. Interestingly enough. Another Disruptor shot, killing off some SCVs. This is probably the slowest win ever for SharpenedEdge, assuming it does actually close this game out. We'll see what happens once Veteran loses its main. But whoa, 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 what happened there? Oh man, the Medivac, it moved. Why do you move, Medivac? Hold on, I actually want to see what triggered this. Go back a little bit. Okay, the Medivac took some damage at some point. The whole army's just hanging out here. And then it just backs out, it goes in. Backing out, going in. Okay, a hallucinated Phoenix flies over. That's what I heard getting shot, and I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And then at some point, the Medivac is like, I just gotta get out of here. I gotta leave. I don't know why that is. Maybe Veteran abandoned its main or something. Anyway, the Medivac does eventually free the army of SharpenedEdge, which is... actually, maybe not. The Medivac's gonna go back into the corner. And so will SharpenedEdge's entire army. This one Immortal and Stalker are putting in the work, though. Working away on this command center that's being repaired by another SCV. It does start to burn, though. And... yeah, that command center will burn down. Veteran's trying to build another barracks. Let me tell you, when I clicked on this replay, this is not how I expected the back half to go, ladies and gentlemen. But if you've watched up until this point, go ahead and click that like button. If you've watched this but you're not a subscriber and you're still listening, go ahead, click that subscribe button and click that bell icon to get notified whenever I put up a new video. Leave a like, leave a comment, and we'll see if SharpenedEdge can ever figure this out, but it's currently glitching out on a Raven. The Raven's not even moving, so this is a little inexcusable for the Protos bot. And it's not actually chasing down Veteran. It's just hanging out here. Veteran's now making a Marine, a depot, and a factory, but SharpenedEdge is not interested. For some reason, the Raven moves. I guess it's the hallucinations that maybe caused those units to move. SharpenedEdge breaks out, chases the Raven, and it does eventually get the win. GG.